to our day 4. Today is all about the heart chakra. So, our heart chakra, the anahata, is the center of your chest, our heart center. And this is the chakra that is the bridge between our human self, so our lower chakras, and our spiritual self, our upper chakras. This chakra is developed around age 4 to 7, and it's associated with the color green. And the purpose of the heart is for love and balance. So, the thymus gland is very much connected with our heart chakra, our lungs, our, um, our our back. So having this connection with the thymus is super important within the heart. When the heart chakra is unbalanced, you may feel disconnected from yourself. You might have difficulty loving yourself or giving love from a genuine place, or maybe not feeling like you deserve love at all. And therefore, you have a difficulty receiving it. We also might feel out of touch with who we are. So sometimes we'll develop depression from lack of connection with self. This chakra also holds grief. So this is where grief is held, and grief is a very hard emotion for us to feel and process. We have a difficult time processing it, and in the Western cultures, we're also expected to just kind of get over grief. If we have a death in the family, and just get over it within 6 weeks. So I think it takes time to really understand grief and come into a center with self to process the grief. And, I hope that if you ever experience grief, that you do seek guidance from a therapist or a grief counselor, somebody that can help guide you through that process of grief. When we have blockages, we could experience congestion of the heart failure, heart attack, heart disease, asthma, allergies, lung cancer, breast cancer, high blood pressure. And emotions that are connected to our heart are love and hatred, resentment, grief, self centeredness, loneliness, forgiveness, compassion, hope, trust. And working through grief and forgiveness and self love and gratitude will balance and open up your heart chakra. So, to say it sounds so much easier said than done, right? We can just work on balancing the heart chakra. But working with the heart is really coming into self love and coming into self care. And the one thing I notice the most with my clients is that generally 90% of my clients are women and they're mothers and they're empaths. And so their heart chakra is giving, giving, giving all the time. And they have a hard time receiving and filling their cups back up. So this is one area that we want to work on, is giving back to ourselves and finding the things that bring us joy and love and comfort, and coming into a space of self-love. This is something I think many have a hard time dealing with if they've had, especially when we're developing our heart chakra more so from ages 4 to 7. If you didn't feel that love in your house, your parents weren't giving you that love, or you weren't shown how to give yourself love. Generally, too, if you've lived in a home where the mother or father were degrading of themselves, then that's kind of the inherited space that you pick up on. So if the parent is, I hate myself, I don't, that energy is then transferred to that child, thinking, oh, okay, that's how we treat ourselves. We treat ourselves poorly, we hate ourselves. And so it's hard to come back into understanding and finding self-love. So we want to work through those blockages. We also have what's called a heart wall. And this heart wall is kind of built up through the years. We get a lot of emotions trapped within the heart wall. And so, what we want to do is break down and work through the heart wall to release these emotions that have been built up. And one way I do that with clients is through heart math and through EFT or through emotion code. Um, the other thing that we want to work on or understand is that our heart has a energy field that is greater than our brain energy field. So this energy field is huge and it works much more complex than the brain. And what scientists are kind of coming to find is that when we feel the emotion, we feel the emotion first. It's kind of what comes first, the chicken or the egg. And what they're kind of discovering is that the emotion is what's registered first, and that elicits the memory, and that elicits more of that trigger within the parasympathetic response. And so when we have an emotion of love, that will come forward and we'll have a memory of it, and then it will expand and bring us into a space of healing when we start working with understanding that the emotions are regulated throughout our heart and our sacral, but we can feel them in the heart first. And so that is where we want to start doing the work. We also can do heart openers with yoga to help open up and heal the heart. So doing different poses like camel pose. There are a couple other ones out there. We won't go into yoga right now, but you can find lots of heart opener poses on YouTube to help open the heart chakra. I briefly said about heart math. So heart math is where we tune into the heart bio energy field, and we really bring forward our true wanted emotions of love, of gratitude. And this is a space where we start really opening up the heart and transitioning out of that space of fear or grief or worry that generally resides within the heart. So you can catch that on my Facebook page. I do lots of heart math meditations with you guys. So the crystals that we use for the heart chakra are rose quartz, emerald, green, tourmaline, jade, green calcite, and peridot. And then the essential oils we use are rose, geranium, neroli, palmarosa, bergamot, lavender, lanolin, lemon balm. And when we start working with the emotional parts, it's important for the heart chakra healing, but it's also but it's also about practicing coming into a space of love and self-acceptance. We can do some journaling. I like doing journaling and writing letters to loved ones or to myself through a process to help come into my heart more. But one of the best ways I find to really open up the heart and come into the heart is through a meditation and coming in and doing heart math or doing just any kind of meditation where you're connecting with the heart chakra. So that's really brief today. We didn't have a lot. The heart is kind of self-explanatory. This is a really big one. It's our bridge. It's our connection to higher self and our lower self. And it is a big space of an emotional space. So it holds a lot of emotions. So we're going to connect with our heart chakra really quick. So I'd like you to place your hand on your heart and take a nice big deep breath in. You can close your eyes so you can really feel that connection. Let it go. And come into that heart space. What do you feel? Breathing into the heart. Do you feel any stickiness? Do you feel any joy? Do you just notice any emotions? Does it feel heavy or light? Can you notice the color? Do you see green or maybe other colors? And as you sit with your heart chakra, we are going to say the phrase, I love myself. And if it's hard for you to say, I love myself, I invite you just to say, I love. I love. And as you sit with that love within the heart chakra, we're going to imagine that heart, that love expanding out further past your hand. And it's just going to shoot out from the heart chakra. Feeling that love expand and grow. Letting it move throughout the whole body. Really feeling that love. Job well done, you guys. Take a deep breath in. Let it go and just bring yourself back into this moment. And now check in with your heart today, throughout the day. Have times where you can just do a pause, see how the heart's doing, check in. How am I feeling? What's going on in the heart chakra? Like, get inquisitive and get to understand and touch base with the heart chakra more. So enjoy your heart-centered day, and we will see you tomorrow all about the throat chakra.